All right. You ready?
I mean, you tell me.
Live from your go download our very special live CII Proxy Countdown show right now.
Wow.
It's a Business Pants Friday show here at March 20th Studios, featuring analyst hole Matt Moscardi. Yeah, wow.
They would not call me an analyst hole on stage at CII.
I didn't? Well, we don't use that.
They wouldn't.
Right,
CII
we don't use that
not.
terminology in Proxy Countdown. That's a Business Pants thing.
I know, it's a Business Pants thing.
On today's weekly wrap-up, return of the college dropout CEOs. I mean, return.
Where'd they go?
I don't know.
Still there.
EV oopsie war sticker shock. I don't know what that means. We'll find out later. And fake populist airline CEOs. Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
I like all those stories.
No, you don't.
No. Our show today is being sponsored by Free Flow Analytics and freeflowanalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power, connections, and performance for free. I still don't like the copy of that sponsorship read because it makes it seem like there are other platforms that measure board power, connections, and performance. Are there?
Well, it says the only platform. In the copy, it says the only.
But it should say the only platform measuring board power, connections, and performance, period. And then it should say, and it's all free.
Oh.
That's,
all right, well, edit it. It's only been
good.
2 years you've been reading the same copy because they're
I
our
didn't write the
sponsor.
copy. It's not my responsibility. Anything to say? Do you want to plug Proxy Countdown? Do you care? You want to move on?
No, we were at CII, Council of Institutional Investors, their spring 2026 conference in Washington, D.C. We did a live show, but the live show was Proxy Countdown, the other podcast.
Yeah.
So
download
it. You can hear the show. It was released this morning.
Once again, I am reminded how stupid we are for splitting our already non-existent audience. We make sure we have multiple shows that people may or may not know about.
Look, there's a good reason because on Proxy Countdown was invited to the conference.
Fans.
Business Pants would never get invited anywhere for any reason.
No, that's true. And we can explain that by just doing the show. We can prove that.
We can prove that right now by doing the show we normally do. All right, let's go. Here we go. Doesn't that make you feel American?
No.
It makes you feel
well,
American.
maybe. Yeah. I'm a pacifist. I don't feel very American these days. Let's start, no particular order as usual. The first one I'm calling the dangers of not pouring water over your college dropout campfire.
Oh. Wait, is this the drunk campfire or the campfire you started because you weren't in college and it's in your backyard and you know it's going to catch?
When you're trying to kill a roach, make sure that it's not moving after you, quote unquote, kill it.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay.
That feels like a different analogy than the campfire one.
Remarkably, we have two former CEO roaches appearing in our news headlines this week. Let's start with Travis Kalanick. He is back. He sees the headline is he sees benefits of being in stealth mode for 8 years. Yeah, I mean, of course, because if you don't hide your horrible people are going to get angry because you're distasteful.
Yeah, no one likes you, so there is a benefit to hiding for 8 years.
Right, because at a public corporation, you were a disaster. Now, I just want to remind people that he is a college dropout, but he was in a fraternity, so I don't know, that's cool, UCLA, but he dropped out. Okay, I gotta spend some time on his new company. It's called Adams Foods? Adams?
Adams, yeah, ATOMS, yeah, Adams.
It's some... thing that, again, another thing that we didn't ask for.
I like though that it is a pun on Adam, like the first man, like it's like from the broiest bro. Like I like that.
All right, because it's private, because he's been operating in stealth mode. It's really hard to find who are the people running this company. But I have confirmation on 4 names, including Travis Kalanick. Listen to the 3 other names I unearthed. And listen to the stories I found on them pretty quickly. These are the horrible people that he's aligning himself, so I'm glad it's in stealth mode. First of all, they're all 3 from Uber. They're all former Uber bros, of course, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
obviously.
From the toxic hellhole of sexual harassment, breaking laws and regulations. He just got the 3 more guys from Uber. So I'm going to just
go. These are the ones who probably were the sex offenders there, right? Like the sexual harassers or whatever.
I mean, no doubt. Let's start with the CTO, Brian Atwell. What I found about him is that he was the CTO at Cloud Kitchens, which I think he still is. Maybe it's a partnership with Adams. But he said recently that he might add an IQ test for job applicants. Well, I just thought that was very tech bro-y, right?
That is very tech bro-y. But it would be even more tech bro if he said he rejects everyone who comes from an elite college and he's going to give them an IQ test.
Dopey. Yeah. All right, let's move. But he's the least concerning one. Let's move on to Eric Meyhofer. Eric Meyhofer, Business Insider did a report on Uber in 2018 where it was CEO Dara and head of self-driving unit Eric Meyhofer. They were questioned by employees. One employee said that Business Insider called the department he ran, called the culture toxic, and referred to missed warning signs, vast dysfunction, and rampant infighting. Is there any truth to this? Eric Meyhofer then launched into a story about his kids to defend his toxic department. He said he told the Uber employees that he knew culture was great under his leadership because his teenage kids wanted to visit the Uber campus while everyone was away over Thanksgiving break. That's how he knew.
That was his defense.
It was a great culture because
when the people weren't there, the kids wanted to visit. I don't understand that at all.
And then there was a poll afterwards.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, where Uber employees were asked whether they should get rid of Eric Meyhofer, and it was like 141 to 28 saying get rid of him.
Wow.
And then he
likes
said
their manager.
And then in 2019, he said he was talking about driverless cars. And he complained that we've seen people bully these cars. He was complaining that people were bullying his.
Oh, I think I remember this.
Cars.
We covered it then.
Yeah. So there's that dope. We did. We covered it then. And then how about this guy, strategic partner Anthony Levandowski? Anthony was charged by the Department of Justice for the alleged theft of trade secrets from Google's self-driving unit, Waymo. Judge William Alsop sentenced him to 18 months in prison, saying, quote, "This is the biggest trade secret crime I have ever seen."
Wow.
End quote. And of course, President Trump granted him a full pardon. So
Yay!
There you go. Okay, moving on to our next story of the return of the college dropout fraudsters. Here's the headline: Pardoned for fraud, a CEO mounts his comeback. We can trust you now. They're talking about Trevor Milton. He is back. Another college dropout. He dropped out of Utah Valley University. Let's not forget that President Trump pardoned him in 2025. Now he is running. He's now off cars.
Yeah.
Now he's on airplanes. And you sent me a quote where he said, he has unveiled plans for a new small jet that this is a college dropout, that he says will have the highest speed and range, of course, because that's what middle school boys, they're always, right?
I mean, it's literally like when you were building your model planes, you always wanted the one that was the fastest and the shootiest.
And the largest bathroom.
Which I love that.
Why would anyone invest in this? Yeah.
The innovation is you've been taking a dump on a plane in such a cramped bathroom. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, these are like tiny planes. These are like short range planes.
They're called the light jet category, it's called.
And it's like, is the biggest problem for like the 40-minute trip on your short range plane the size of the bathroom?
It is to Trevor Milton, the college dropout, and
apparently
the guy was pardoned by Trump for committing fraud.
Let's say it again. It is the highest speed, the fastest, the longest
range,
biggest bathroom.
And it's also, he says, the first light jet to focus on AI flight. That sounds great too, right?
That's
AI
what I want.
Flight.
Yeah.
That's the first story of the week. Return of the
That's
college
only
dropout
one.
fraudsters.
That's only one. That's one story.
Second story of the week. I think you're covering this. I might go quick on this one, or do you want me to cover it now, or do you want to cover this more in your section?
You know what? I'm covering what we just covered anyway. Just let's cover it all now, and I'll go quick.
Delta CEO slams Washington over unpaid TSA agent, says frontline workers are being used as political chips. And then the other article, top airline CEOs plead with Congress to restore DHS funding and pay airport workers. The quote, once again, air travel is the political football. See what so political chips, political football. Which do you prefer? You prefer chips or football?
Well, chips can be delicious. I know they mean poker chips, but like
I was thinking potato chips. Yeah, I like that.
I like potato chips better. So I'm going to go with chips.
Me too.
Over football any
Love
day.
Potato chips.
But let's come back to the data because I have more data than you.
Okay, that's the second story of the week. This fake populism of these airline CEOs.
It is really refreshing.
Who make everyone miserable through they cram people in planes. They have massive delays. Airline travel is the absolute worst. They make everyone miserable, but they're the fake populist CEOs. They want to take care of Americans.
They're looking out for those TSA workers while they charge you like $30.
Record profits, record revenues.
To have like a tray table at your seat now. It's so dumb.
Third story of the week. And this one, I credit Amanda Garut. She is from Fortune. She's the West Coast editor. She covers a lot of compensation stories. I actually tagged 2 of her stories this week, so I wanted to credit her. This is great reporting. The story is that boards protected CEO. This is the headline: boards protected CEO bonuses as tariffs threaten business. Now, as Iran disrupts trade, CEOs may get more protection. So, essentially, in a nutshell, she's covering the analysis from the compensation advisory partners. I don't know who they are, and she's basically saying that she uses Apple as an example. The new targets for CEO Tim Cook included sales and operating profit that did not require Tim Cook to expand the business. The board set goals at the same level or below the prior year's results, citing trade policy and an uncertain macroeconomic outlook. Thereby assuring that
he gets a giant bonus.
Gets a raise, and he gets his bonus. Yeah. And then they talked about HP. The board explicitly excluded tariff costs from both annual and long-term incentive calculations, which helped CEO Enrique Lores earn roughly 2/3 of his target bonus. Some of the data in this story include that the fact that the pay for CEOs went up 8% last year. And despite the fact the companies with the weakest payouts due to underperformance still collected 87% of their target bonuses, which is actually up from last year at 77%. So no matter what, this is something we complain about all the time. No matter what happens, the compensation committees, they insulate these CEOs from everything in the world. They ensure that their salary, that their total pay goes up, and we actually see more and more shareholders voting against say on pay. They're kind of catching on to some of this nonsense, and yet absolutely refuse to target the directors and compensation committees
who set the fucking pay.
Yes, that write these horrible pay plans. So Amanda Guru, I'm really glad that she phrased it this way, that the boards are protecting CEO bonuses.
Saying that it's the boards is the interesting
yes, because
part there.
It's not enough to vote no on say on pay, people. It's not enough. Target the directors. Anyway, I like that. That was good. That was my third story there. I like that reporting.
Not only do I like that, but like you've been reporting on that. Yeah, I mean, actually reporting on that because you read the filings for 2 years on the Proxy Countdown about how if a CEO is in the bottom quartile for performance. The bottom quartile. That's the worst in case we're doing the quartile.
That means you suck
math.
at your job, yes.
That means you are the worst.
Yes.
If you are in the bottom quartile,
yes,
you still get 75% of your target bonus, right?
Yeah.
Like you report on that constantly.
You can't screw up.
And you've been calling it like, you've been talking about these cases where like At BlackRock, there's a 33% no on pay, but the average of the pay committee was 98% yes. At Goldman Sachs, 34% no on pay, average 96% yes. At CVS Health, 41% no on pay, 97% average on the people who set the pay.
Yeah.
Thermo Fisher Scientific, 65% said no to the pay package.
That's so high.
96% said yes to the directors who set the pay package.
That'll teach them. That'll show them. Non-binding.
It's unbelievable.
Vote. Yeah.
I mean, you've been reporting on this for 2 years. I'm glad that somebody else is reporting on it for real.
This is what I also hate about the very non-shareholder unfriendly proxy statements, because what they usually don't do is show you a year-over-year look at the bonus targets. You actually have to dig into last year's proxy to see that it's easier to achieve your sales bonus or whatever. And this is why I'm highly skeptical at all the companies out there who are now showing off that they're using AI to scrape proxy data, because it doesn't start to catch the nuance of really what's happening. It doesn't. It just doesn't do it.
First of all, the pay is so
difficult,
incredibly
to capture that,
different. It's incredibly difficult to capture. I don't buy it.
Sometimes it's like 15 pages, right? I mean, how is AI going to capture that? It's just not. It's simply
AI can't read the note my kid wrote and get it right.
Is it reading your kid's notes?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And finally, the fourth story of the week, just a throwback, just like a funny haha one for me, really. This headline: Meta is killing off the metaverse. Yeah, they're done. Get a load of this. It lost $80 billion. Now, to throw it back to the TSA agents who seem very important, the entire TSA, all the agents that work security at the airports, in a month they get paid $300 million, I think. And Mark Zuckerberg lost $80 billion on his stupid metaverse experiment. So I got to say, once again, congratulations to dual class founder CEO chairs. You win everything. You can suck so bad. You're winners. I mean, you're winners, right?
I mean,
$80 billion lost. Yeah.
They've been stealing your data for as long as they've existed. Zuckerberg actually has invented nothing. Right, even by all accounts, Facebook was a lift from somebody else.
Didn't he invent stealing another cool company and making it better? He's like the first one that really did that.
He's the first. He's the perfect. Elon Musk didn't start Tesla. He didn't invent the car. He invested and then bought the company, and he called himself founder. Right, Zuckerberg basically lifted the idea for Facebook and did it, and then bought Instagram, bought WhatsApp. He bought the VR goggles.
Got rid of his co-founders
from Palmer Luckey. The thing he invented was the metaverse. He spent $80 billion on the one thing that didn't work at the company.
So excited that he changed the name to Meta Platforms. Now here's a side note. We haven't talked about them in a while. The oversight board, right? Facebook's oversight board.
Oh, they still exist? Are they overseeing stuff?
I got triggered this morning because they had when you open the oversight board page now, it's this big picture celebrating themselves. And they have a new report. We've been in action for 5 years and we're saving the world and we're saving you. And
I could tell you, I just opened it because marking 5 years of
It's a weird picture, too. Can you explain the picture? It's a bunch of people staring up at the sky. What are they doing?
It is a bunch of people holding their phones up.
What are they doing?
Staring up at something, taking pictures of it.
An AI-launched nuclear bomb that's going to end them?
Assume it's the metaverse. I assume they're taking a picture of
raining
the metaverse.
Down on their faces. It's going to melt their faces.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, man. I spent so much time this morning trying to figure out the governance of this board. It's okay. You know who's on the board. You know roughly that Mark Zuckerberg is putting roughly $30 to $60 million into the board, but you just can't figure out who the staff is, how much the directors are paid. You don't know anything. It's filed in Delaware as a private limited liability company. So you just can't find any information about it. But what I did finally find, which I wanted to point out before you vote on the story of the week, is they had an oversight board implementation assessment, and they they really rigged this to make it seem like good things were happening.
This is why it's in the CEO pay zone. This should be in the CEO pay thing. They're rigging the outcome.
They use like a lot of green and yellow and red, and the green, I guess, was supposed to be fake good. And so they had 337 recommendations that they've recorded since their start. The only win here is it's called implementation demonstrated through published information. Okay, that's a win.
Just translate that what that actually means, because the board.
Go ahead.
The board. Like, people complain about something Facebook does, or there's some big problem on Facebook or Instagram or all these platforms. The board reviews that complaint. It takes them generally 8 months to a year to review the complaint. It could be
these
one
are not
post.
binding. These are not binding recommendations.
Not binding. The board is made of 21 people. Actually, this is the only place you'll see as many people of color and women. It's just, and they're all professors and they're, they stack in conservatives and they stack in liberal, and they try to do like, the equality thing. Zuckerberg put the board together. They spend 8 months to a year considering and fine tuning, and then they put out a recommendation to Facebook. It's a voluntary recommendation. They put out to Facebook, to Zuckerberg, just to his face, and say, we think you need to tweak a policy, or we think you need to revisit this issue. So when you say implementation demonstrated through published information, what that means is Meta, Zuckerberg, read what they said, implemented it,
and proved it.
And actually proved it through publishing something, right?
Yeah, because here's some of the other choices. Partial implementation, which is not a win. Progress reported, not a win.
That's
definitely.
Nothing. That's nothing.
I like this one. Meta reported implementation or described as work Meta already does, but did not publish information to demonstrate implementation. And then it gets worse from there. Recommendation declined after feasibility assessment. Recommendation declined. Recommendation omitted or reframed, and then awaiting first response. I don't know if you looked at my numbers. Do you want to guess how the percentage of actual wins? 337 recommendations. They actually implemented it and they proved it. What percentage?
They proved it.
Yes.
I out of 300, I don't know, 80.
A little lower, 62. That's 18%. This is what they're so proud of. But
20% feels right.
But they make it seem like that progress reported is a win. They make it seem like that it's been partly implemented but not proof is a win. Like, they're just full shit. It's all full shit. 18%.
You get so triggered by them. If you do,
I know.
If you are listening to this and you do want to like have some sort of triggering event, you can go to the oversight board, their website. You can read what they have suggested. And you can see how stupid it is that it literally takes a year to decide things like, should a post from 2021 have been published?
Yeah, like there was one recently. It was like racist emojis, right? And it took like 8 months for them to say like, we shouldn't be doing racist emojis. But that doesn't mean that Meta agrees. But exactly. Now,
some of them, it looks like they are getting a little faster with some of them. That's good. That's good news.
I will never believe anything that Zuck's board of directors does for Meta platforms, but I maybe would give him some credit if he at least put the chair of the oversight board on the Meta board itself. Like, why are none of these people on the Meta board? I don't understand. But that's a whole other question. All right, let's move on. You vote for story of the week. Go ahead.
The story of the week is the boards protecting CEOs. That's what it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
It's a pure look. We're in the middle of like a war and a gas crunch and like all these stupid policies. We knew the tariffs were horrible, and we have the ongoing story is that there is a protected class that is 90% male and 80% white, and they are insulated by a group of people who they hand select to be their board in ways that we repeatedly as a community have no interest in.
With an investor class that looks the other way and just says yes to everybody.
I don't understand why people are so disinterested in like boards and who runs companies and how it's run. And when you see this, when you go to the gas pump and it costs you $5 a gallon and you freak out and you're like, why is this the case? What you should be wondering is, how are the people who make the decisions insulated from everything I have to deal with as a regular human?
It's an interesting point you raised. I'm glad you're relating it to the gas pumps, because why is there not why are the consumers of gas not a protected class that in times of war we're going to hold prices down? Because it's not your fault. Like, you didn't ask for this war. Congress didn't approve this war. We're going to protect the price of the pump, and we'll let Trump act like a warmonger and whatever. You're right. The only people being protected are the people who don't need protection, essentially.
I mean, it's what should shock people is up until the war, gas was like way down. EVs were taking off. Gas was down.
You mean before Trump? Because EVs were happening before Trump.
Pre-Trump, right? Gas prices were down, EVs taking off, all that kind of stuff. And yet the CEOs of gas companies, they don't make like less money, right? Like, they keep making more money. And how is that even possible? And gas prices spike, they make even more money. It's like tariffs. They make even more money. Somehow you make less money, you pay more, they never get less. Well, it never goes badly for a CEO.
The one that really gets me is now really coming into focus. The short-sighted automobile CEOs and boards who, just because the political winds changed, and we don't, look, anyone who pays attention to politics or history in America knows that as insipid and frightful and overwhelming the MAGA generation is now, it could be gone in 5 years. It could be gone forever. And yet automobile boards and CEOs, they abandon EVs. It's so fast. Like, we're
going to come back to that.
Okay.
We're going to come back to that.
And now with rising gas prices, who's especially happy today? People like me, who has only an EV, and who's my wife works for a company that that has benefits for EV drivers, free charging at her work. I mean,
it's fabulous.
Come on, let's move on. I'm getting weird.
Yeah, so that's the win. All right, let's. What are we on? We're on good list, right? Yeah, let's do some good stuff.
Mine are quick, thank God.
Mine are relatively quick.
I'm sick of talking. Should I go first and then let you start talking?
I don't care. Yeah, sure.
I'm going to do both of mine.
Okay.
Judge reinstates 1,000 Voice of America employees, deems whine down illegal. That's a Doge move, right? The Doge fired them, no?
Okay, so we appear to be, because of all now the government's trying to remove all the testimony that was for Doge investigations that is online, and all of the judges are now ruling on what Doge did. The Doge bros are now fully admitting they didn't reduce the federal deficit at all. Doge was all fucking gaslighting, fake cloud cover to just deregulate the 6 people that they wanted to the industries they wanted to deregulate. That's all it was.
Yeah, and of course, Elon Musk did give a lot of money to Trump, and I think it was a gift to him to like play around and deregulate what he wants and just have some fun and fire some
the whole thing
bureaucrats.
It was nuts.
And my second headline, which sort of has a little bit to do, with what I was talking about, EV cars. Trump's war will boost the clean energy sector he despises. I like that one.
Yeah. You know what?
As much as I hate wars.
Look, this is not a show you come to for like stock advice, and I'm not someone to give it. But last year, when Trump was attacking all of clean energy, the EPA, I took like every dollar in my 401k and basically funneled it towards clean energy stocks because they were all cheap.
Like a 401k,
Yeah, I mean, MSCI gave me $7, so I still I'm just.
I saw you at CII.
You
You weren't even wearing a tie. I don't.
I can't afford one. But I basically put it all in geothermal which is palatable in this country. I bought solar panel
I mean,
companies.
the idea of giving up on this just because of Trump is
well,
nuts.
it was so
nuts.
cheap, and now we're in this war, and now
nuts.
it's like everyone's like, where can we get energy that's not oil? And you know,
Those
all right,
are
here
my two. What do you got?
Here are my two. The first one, and you got to stick with this one for a second.
Uh-oh.
The headline was banning woke AI in Idaho.
Woke. First of all, I don't know. Maybe you have it in your story, but how do you even define woke here or woke AI? How does one define that?
So that's what's the goodliest about this.
Okay, go ahead.
Because for once, they tried to define. They didn't say woke in the bill, but they tried to define effectively what is woke about
Well, DEI,
AI.
is that what's woke?
Yes, so it's DEI. If like it basically said
women and
talking
black
about
people.
DEI concepts.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, women and black people and gays.
Nudge,
but
nudge.
This is from the actual
Snicker,
bill itself.
snicker. Giggle, giggle.
This is from the actual bill itself. And the bill, if you want to read it, just look up Idaho House Bill 687.
I think
That's
I'll
the
pass.
bill.
Yeah, go ahead.
From the actual bill itself, it said, quote, nothing in this is a subsection because they say effectively AI needs to be factual and not ideological. It says that in a couple ways. And then it says nothing in this subsection shall prohibit a large language model from accurately describing DEI concepts, history, or critiques in an informational, academic, or analytical context when such information is requested by the user.
Wait, how can you translate that for me? What?
So there's two things of note here.
Yeah.
One is that they are saying any AI can talk about DEI concepts provided it's informational, academic, or analytical. And two, only when it's requested by the user. So what they're saying is woke is when somebody wants to know the truth about DEI.
You mean like
diversity.
a student or someone walking into a library, you mean?
Anybody. If they, effectively what they did is say, if you are talking about like, you know, a person or black experience in America or whatever, you can't talk about DEI.
The black experience that started with slavery.
Unless such information is requested by the user.
Accurately.
Like if I'm like, what do black people like? The AI can be as racist as it wants.
Right, of course.
But if I say, what did black people like? Please give me factual information and academic research about it. Then it will give me like the problems that black people have faced, that they're like slavery and the enslavement and the whole, they'll give me the full picture. So effectively what they said is, we want the AI to lie about diversity unless the user requests it. That's what the woke part is that it wasn't lying. That's what I love about it. I think it's awesome.
I got to tell you, it's so confusing to me because these people pretend to be free speech absolutists, but they're also championing a non-human entity that's programmed by humans to tell it how to think and say. I mean, that sounds like the opposite of free speech, right? You're programming a non-sentient entity to talk to you. I mean, what the God-fearing people are okay. This whole thing is just my head is spinning. Really, this is like an example. This is a kind of conversation that you could get high and talk about for like 800 hours because it would never end. All the different strands of like weirdness of all this.
I love it because what they actually admitted accidentally. But I did put in a prompt.
Go ahead.
I put in. I said, "Was Jesus black?" in Gemini.
It's definitely not white. There's no way.
So this would probably be outlawed.
Yeah.
What Gemini said. It said, historically, Jesus was a Middle Eastern Jew from the 1st century, not black in the modern sub-Saharan ethnic sense.
Yeah, not Nubian.
He most likely had brown skin, dark hair, and an olive brown complexion, representing a person of color, not the white European often depicted, though his exact appearance is unknown. That's what Gemini said.
Yeah, right.
That would be illegal unless I said, what is the evidence that Jesus was black? And then it would be legal. That's what I think. It would be basically like, lie to me about Jesus is a white man for the
For
Aryan
what?
Nation of Idaho, which
right.
is where the Aryan Nation started. Unless I ask for academic evidence and then tell me the truth.
Can we cut to the chase? What's good about this exactly?
The good thing is they admitted that woke is like anti-woke is just lying. They just want you to lie. That's all they want. They
this is
when
good.
you're woke, you're asking for the truth. And anti-woke
I'm glad this makes you happy.
I love it. I think it's fabulous. All right.
What else you got?
The second thing I have is this is the headline, and it's just a headline. I like it. SEC prepares proposal to eliminate quarterly reporting requirement.
I'm torn on this one. I
like it.
I'm anti short-termism in the public corporation world. I think we focus way too much on the short term, but I'm also anti anything that Chair Paul Atkins thinks is appropriate. So I don't know what to think on this one.
Well, I'm going to change your mind immediately.
Go ahead.
In Europe, there is no quarterly reporting requirement.
Oh, you think I love everything that Europe does? What is wrong with you?
I think you do. And the UK actually
I like their
made
trains.
it voluntary, and companies often do it voluntarily.
Let's
That's what I
move on.
think.
Is
All right,
there
you
a
ready
winner
for
here, or do
assholes?
we just go on. Yeah, two assholes.
The winner is...
What's the winner? Voice of America?
The winner is, the clean energy sector. That's what it is.
Okay. All right.
That's the easy winner. All right.
As Trump calls them, he calls them windmills. He calls the wind turbines windmills.
Windmills. Like Don Quixote.
Like,
Assholeiest.
the Netherlands, Dutch.
I basically have three kind of old school assholes
Go
for
for
an
it.
old
Go
school
for it.
time
Let's do it.
period. First asshole is the OG Tech Bros. You
ones that I
already talked
mentioned?
about this.
Trevor Milton, Travis Kalanick. Yeah.
Trevor Milton, Travis Kalanick.
Travis Milton now building a jet with a really big toilet.
Yeah, big toilet, Trevor.
Well, that's a fair question, actually. Is the toilet bigger, too, or just the bathroom? Because wouldn't it be great, like just a big, giant toilet that could fit like 10 butts on it? Like, that would be awesome, right?
That would be
simultaneous
awkward on a plane.
Airline pooping. That's a great...
Awkward on a
That's
plane.
what we rely on from our college dropout tech bros, is to come up with ideas that nobody needs. Yeah, go ahead.
Travis Kalanick the thing he's doing is like robot-y things.
He's doing something where
specialized robots in production, not like humanoid robots
that are like cooking food so that you don't have to. It's another stage in the evolution of humans being pointless, right? Like they're going to do everything for you. It's like an in-between restaurant and home kind of service, right?
But I like that on their website, Travis wrote this: at Adams, we make gainfully employed robots. All right. So already we're in a weird territory.
I don't like that.
Specialized robots with productive jobs that bring abundance to their owners.
So the owners who own these robot armies will be like, they're getting paid. The robots will get paid, and then the owners will just take their pay.
Aren't you basically saying that we rich tech bros take all the money because we own the robots? Like, isn't that what you're saying?
So they'll still publish things where
like
it says
seven CEOs make the money.
So they'll still publish things and say we paid our staff like $50 million last year, but they're just pocketing the $50 million.
But there's just the staff is a bunch of robots, and they're gainfully employed.
Terrible.
And they took
Who
all
else?
the money.
Who else?
But I realized with those two in the headlines this week, these are all headlines from this week. The OG assholes we don't talk about anymore. Like, where is Adam Newman?
Well, we actually talked about Adam Newman last year, right? Didn't he come back?
Yeah, last year.
Okay.
Sorry. Turns out he was in the headline this week.
Oh, really? I missed that one.
A TikTok tour of Adam Newman's flow raises old questions.
A TikTok tour, yeah.
Adam Newman started a new company called Flow a couple of years ago. He raised billions of dollars from Andreessen Horowitz.
Think about that.
That guy defrauded everyone and raised billions of dollars still. The OG assholes keep their ability to raise money. He's a billionaire himself. It's bananas that he even exists. And then he finally did like a tour of what Flow does, and it's a real estate company. It's stupid WeWork again.
Yeah.
It's all it is.
That's what he knows.
Are just doing like communities.
I'm just mad
it's unbelievable.
I'm just mad that the algorithm we set up for news stories missed this one. I feel mad.
How are you going to be even double mad? Because I was like, well, what about like, it's not possible that like all the OG tech broy assholes are in the news this week. Martin Shkreli, remember that guy?
Yeah, he bought a Wu-Tang album or something. I don't remember.
He bought like the first pressing of one.
Okay,
no, he was a pharma bro.
He raised drug prices like 8,000 billion% or something.
Yeah, and went to jail for
Of course.
it.
Good.
And he's out there this week. Here's the headline. Martin Shkreli's new computing firm is betting it can upend NVIDIA's business model.
Yeah, sure.
Know who's not out there? And I looked. No big bro comeback. No pardons for Elizabeth Holmes, probably because of the boobs.
Well,
I mean,
to be
there's
fair,
not really any other reason, right?
Sam Bankman-Fried, there's a lot of articles about how he's gone full MAGA in jail as a way to like get pardoned, but they're not biting. They're not pardoning him.
That's because he gave too much to Democrats.
His hair's too wild or something. Yeah.
So that's number one. OG
right.
tech bros, all of them to come back.
Number
two, you did mention this. The top airline CEOs plead with Congress to restore DHS funding and pay airport workers. Plead.
That'll get it done.
Here's the data. Okay, you pulled some of this. Delta. $1 billion in share buybacks announced in May 2025. Southwest,
$1 billion.
$2.6 billion in 2025.
And if you're not familiar with what a buyback is, they're basically using shareholder money, their own money, just to buy back shares. That's it. Just
they
because
go to the
think
market
it's
and they just buy the
underpriced.
shares.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
Then the share price goes up and their CEO makes more because TSR went up and everybody wins, right?
Yeah.
Southwest, $2.6 billion. United, $1.5 billion. American Airlines would be buying back shares, but they spent all their money on buybacks in 2019 and never recovered.
Yeah, I think they're focusing on like their debt.
They have so much
massive debt. Now,
massive debt.
And I made the point that these TSA workers will retroactively be paid once the budget gets cleared. So the airlines actually could just pay them now and just get the money back. That's how maddening this is to me.
Here's the math that you had done for our Tuesday show. 50,000 or so transportation security officers, $328 million per month. Times 12 months is $3.9 billion. The total buybacks of the big four in the last year is $4.2 billion. They could have literally paid every worker for 1 year in a government shutdown with the money that they burned on share buybacks. You don't get anything for the share buyback.
But again, they're not paying that. They're going to get that money back.
And you would have gotten it back.
And great press.
You could have done $300 million of share buybacks still, gotten all the money back from the government in your receipt, and been heroes instead of everyone hating you.
Instead of pleading with a Republican anti-labor Congress, which we know is not going to have any effect. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and these the CEOs, it's not like they're like should be deeply worried because Ed Bastian made 27 million last year. He has 151 million in shares. Bob Jordan got 10 million. He's got 15 million in shares. Scott Kirby, 34 million, 97 million in shares. Bob Isom, 15 million, 14 million in shares.
Yeah, they themselves could handle this.
They could sell everything that they got last year for 1 year.
I don't like this.
And they could have paid for every transportation worker and gotten paid back themselves. It's bananas. You're a bunch of assholes at the airlines. And number three, and again, you mentioned this, car companies.
This kills me. These wimps, these EV wimps.
The headline
all suffering,
I saw,
right? They're all impairment charges, like for all of them.
Why $4 gasoline is the tipping point for EVs was the headline.
What does that
I
mean?
Saw. Basically, that beyond $4 a gallon of gasoline, the math is EVs are cheaper. Right. So right now, in many states, because of the war in Iran, the illegal war in Iran, whatever is happening there, the gas prices are going past a point where EVs are now significantly cheaper than gas cars.
Well, I thought it was significantly lower than that, but okay, go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead.
That's what they're suggesting.
The way Subaru marketed my car was that the annual cost of fuel, whether it's EV or gas, was at least half. The EV was half what the gas was, and that's at a time when the gas was not $4 a gallon.
That's partially because of where you are, how much gas costs there, where you are, and
how much the car cost,
how much the electricity costs, how much the car costs, and
I
the accessibility to charging.
And I got the last like month of rebate on my car. So yeah.
So you between all those things, that made sense for you.
Right.
But now that gas is just going up and no one's got EVs anymore and no one's doing it as much, now it's like, well, EVs. It would have made more sense if we kept making EVs. And then I saw this headline: these 18 automakers are walking away from EV plans.
18?
18.
No,
summarizes.
Everyone thinks that nothing's going to change. Like that. That's it. I'm blown away by
Honda, GM, who took a $6 billion write-down. Mary Barra said they're still going to make EVs as the long-term play, but they took a $6 billion write-down. And
I thought Honda was smart.
Out of it.
Honda knows what they're doing. What are they? They're dopes.
Honda and Toyota are the ones who came out and said we want hybrids more than EVs, right? Like Ford basically is out. They killed their electric truck, the F-150 Lightning. They took a $19.5 billion write-down. It killed almost all their EVs.
Understand.
Stellantis out. Hyundai, where our EV, they stopped the Ioniq 6, which is the car we have. It won every fucking award. It was a brilliant car.
Basically, critics love all of their cars, all of their EV cars. They're great. Yeah.
They killed the Kona, which is their like cheap.
I don't understand.
The Ioniq 6.
Because Trump won an election, a popular election.
VW killed the ID7. Killed
VW is
the ID
dopey,
Buzz.
So I get that one. Yeah, they're a dopey company.
And these are the headlines that are resurfacing. Back in 2009, Johan de Nysschen, who was the president of Audi of America, he made fun of the electric Chevy Volt by saying, quote, no one is going to pay a $15,000 premium for a car that competes with a Corolla, saying for intellectual elites who want to show what enlightened souls they are, that's who it was made for. So there are not enough idiots who will buy it. That's what he had to say in 2009. And that was in a New York Post article from before the war in Iran started that was crowing about the death of EVs, like it was all oversold to you. And now it's not. You just fucking like assholes.
Just like the PayPal mafia that we talked about on our show this week, Johan de Nysschen he's also a South African genius.
That seems.
And I'm not trying to cast aspersion on all white South Africans.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
All right, so those are your options: OG Tech Bros, airlines, and car companies. I kept it simple this week.
I'm going to pass on the OG Tech Bros only because I don't find it to be of the week as much as the other two stories. The airline CEOs are really triggering me because they're taking advantage of this, and they're failing. I can't believe how short-sighted they are to not realize the PR they could amass.
The car companies might be worse.
The car companies are idiots. I don't even know how to pick between these two, except that I will. These are equal in my head, but because the CEOs of the airline industries are actually like going on record, they're giving these big meaty quotes, but they'll never talk about Trump. But these big meaty, flexing our muscle quotes are coming out there. I'm going to give it to them as like actual assholes because the car company CEOs are not doing it in the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just hate them. All right, let's move on.
I hate all of them. All right, let's do headlines, winners, predictions.
Yeah, we can wrap this up.
I've only got one headline, but you got two.
I have two. One of them is for you. I'll do the first one, which is for me. Only I like headlines like this. Hinge Health appoints Tyler Sloat to its board, and Chip Berg joins Lululemon board. So that's Tyler Sloat and Chip Berg. I just like that. I like Chip Berg especially. Chip Berg.
Lululemon's in the middle of a giant proxy battle with.
Yeah, this is the founder appointed him.
What's
Chip
his name?
Berg. Chip Berg.
But no, that's not the founder. It's the founder's also named Chip.
But he's the one who appointed Chip Berg. I think he's a part of trying to shut up the founder. Chip Berg.
Investors should be concerned that Chip Wilson appointed Chip Berg to the board. Like you couldn't find somebody with a different fucking name.
In my house, when we make fun of like the most nauseating kind of like waspy golfing, like person who, the Nepo baby who owns the world, we have a name for them in our house, and their name is, no joke, Chip Chipperson. That's what we refer to that person. So I just love Chip Berg. I don't know. Wait, the founder's name is also Chip?
Yeah. Well, his name is Dennis, but he goes by Chip Wilson. That's his name. Yeah,
that's disturbing. All right, but here's my real headline of the week. This one's just for you, and I'll just read the headline. Luxury cruise descends into a diarrhea nightmare.
No, I'm out. I'm a hard out.
What do you have? What's your headline?
Forget it. I don't even want to touch it. My headline is robot goes berserk in California restaurant, dragged away by staff after smashing tableware.
There's another one where we're now at the point where is it robot dogs are like guarding a data center, like the big, what do they call the data centers?
Yeah, that sounds
like this is our world
plausible.
now. Yeah.
That's our world. But like this robot was a
berserk.
It was a dancing robot.
Oh.
And it got like off of its center and started smashing the table.
They couldn't hire a dancer?
They couldn't actually figure out, it has no button to turn it off. So someone's like, they were holding the robot while it was still dancing. It was like smacking the staff, and somebody's trying desperately to use the app to turn it off. Because, of course, they didn't put a fucking button on it.
When I'm president, the first law I'm going to enact by executive order is that all robots must be plugged into the wall with one of those orange extension cords, those big ones?
Yeah, so and it gets all tangled.
Yeah, if there's a problem, just yank it out of the wall.
So yeah, win. Yeah,
right? Win.
I like that.
All right.
Who won the week?
Laughing at my own dumb joke. Mine was actually yours, so I stole it. So I'll let you describe the story. This is another article. What's her name? Amanda Garut, Fortune magazine. I'll just say my winner, and then you can describe it. His name is Amit Banati at Fortune Brands. You can tell me why.
So Fortune Brands, they make, like door handles and locks and
really people make
faucets.
Door handles. I thought they were just like a part of the world. Door handles.
Yeah, that's it. Well, somebody makes them, and the Fortune Brands does. Amit Banati was on the board for the last 5 years of Fortune Brands. He was selected as the new CEO because the only thing boards do anymore is look around the room of 5 people they fucking sit with.
It's easier
and they're like,
way.
your turn. And that guy becomes the CEO. So
gas is expensive. They're not going to drive around looking for someone.
You know what he was before? Like while he was like on the board, before he became selected as the CEO? He was the CFO at Kellogg. Like the snack food cereal company.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of crossover between faucets and Fruit Loops. Yeah. But basically, as soon as he was announced as the CEO, an activist investor took a stake in the company, saying they didn't spend enough time looking for the CEO. What are they doing? And they took a big stake. Amit Banati was supposed to start as CEO in May, but he was forced out by the activist investor, the pressure from the activist investor, like this week, and he got paid $18.4 million.
Unbelievable.
For 0 days of work as the CEO.
Why is the company listening to this activist investor? Why are they listening to them?
Well, the Banati effectively left in order to accept the CEO role, he left his position at Kellogg, and he had to wait like 2 months before he could start or whatever. Yeah. But when he left, boards typically will pay you the options you have unvested at that company, right? Like they will make whole. They give you a make whole payment.
So to your point of a protected class of people in this country, instead of giving him like even like $500,000, which would be plenty to kind of like regroup his life, there is no risk to anything he does. He's the one who risks quitting a good job at a Fortune 500 company to step up, get more money. It was his risk to do that. And yet he's completely protected.
And he was made totally whole they paid him $18 million. Yeah. And because of the activist investor, he worked approximately 0 days. 0 days as CEO.
That's terrible.
So it's fabulous. He's definitely winning this week. What's your prediction?
My prediction is simple. President J.D. Vance
I already hate your prediction.
preemptively pardons Trevor Milton for all future fraud misunderstandings. So whatever, he's just going to get like a blanket, right? Because look, he's making a big toilet plane. Like this dude's going to, he's going to like be, how many future frauds this guy's going to commit? This guy is a joke.
There's got 10 more at least.
He's got to be the worst, right? I mean, I know that there are more, like Travis Kalanick is like a more evil human being. But as far as like fraud goes, this is the guy who frauded out his investors by having a self-driving car, a truck on a hill, and just let gravity move it and pretending like it was operational, right? Wasn't that the story?
In order to raise retail investor funds, idiots like me and you, he was doing all these like videos and ads and sizzle reels for Nikola, the company. And he positioned.
Of course, it's called
truck.
Nikola, the first name of Nikola, like Nikola Tesla, right?
Yeah, Tesla, right?
Of course.
He positioned his truck on top of a hill, and then they filmed it such that the truck looked like it was flat, going straight, driving, but it was just rolling down the hill. They eventually admitted that it was just rolling down the hill. They defrauded investors of millions of dollars. The company basically declared bankruptcy. He stepped down. He was convicted of fraud. And that's the guy who's now wants you to fly with a bigger bathroom.
This is the meritocracy, right? The guy who dropped out from Utah Valley University. I mean, I don't even believe that Utah has a valley, frankly, but this is the meritocracy at work, the college dropout. Yeah, who do you got? What's your prediction?
My prediction is longer. We talked about this in pre-production because I was complaining. I called my...
go ahead.
This is a personal one. This is personal to me. I called the HVAC company that worked on our house.
Yeah.
That we have, when we bought the house, there was a geothermal unit in it. I don't know if you've ever seen these units. They're awesome. I called them. It basically runs a pipe under the ground. It heats your house using the liquid, that gets heated up below the ground.
Sounds pretty woke, if I'm going to be honest.
The people who I bought it from were not woke, but we bought it. I called them because I had some questions. I wanted to maybe upgrade the system. I saw the salvage auction. Basically they pick up, says, "Hi, this is Sam from Glasgow.
Yes.
How can I help you?" And I said, "I got a weird question for you." I talked for a good 40 seconds to a minute explaining there's this architectural salvage. It's an auction. It's going for $3. It's a $2,500 unit. I'm curious what you think. Is this something whatever, yada, yada, yada. At the end of my talking, there's this pause, like a good 1 to 2 second pause where I actually thought I got disconnected. And then air quote Sam said, "I'm a virtual assistant. Here's what I hear you're looking for. It's a great question." And I fucking lost my mind. I lost my goddamn mind. Yeah. I hated every second of it because it was an AI bot for a company that works at South Windsor, Connecticut. They've got one fucking office and they have an AI bot answering their phone.
Well, SAM must be an acronym, right?
Like super automated mouthpiece.
Super automated Melanie.
Was
it a woman? Was it a man or a woman, Sam?
It was a girl. It was a girl's voice.
I like how they use Sam because it's kind of mysterious.
They made her sound very real. And here's my prediction as a result. Because I yelled at the AI bot. I said, "I want to talk to a fucking human." Yeah. And then they connected me to a person. Humans are going to be cool again the minute all of your local fucking library branches and DoorDash, restaurants and all that the minute every one of those is answered by an AI bot, humans are going to be, when you get a human, you're going to be so happy to talk to that human and have a real conversation.
Unless the human smells.
5 years from now, humans are cool again. That's my prediction. Right. That's all I got.
Oh, I like it, yeah.
That's Hazelnut Rawless, Damien to his mom. I'm your analyst, Matt Moscardi. We are Free Float. We had a busy week this week. We got a busy week coming next week. We're going to do a new proxy countdown. We got to catch up from.
No.
Yeah, we got to do that.
We have to do more of them. I thought we were done after CII.
More. We have big plans. There's some rollout stuff happening. All sorts of stuff happening. So come back next week. Tune into more shows. We'll keep you informed. Until then, good. Bye.